Well, just got off of work, getting ready to watch some primetime Olympics, but I had to make this video. And I want to say congratulations to the Seattle Seahawks and your fans. Guys like Primo, Brandon Rogers, Sam Dog, you guys deserve it. You have now got to see your team win their second Super Bowl and your first in 12 years. And it's funny, 11 years ago, when you guys lost the Patriots by the Malcolm Butler interception, I was pulling for the Patriots for that game. I was pulling for them. Only because I didn't want to see a Seahawks repeat. Now, 11 years later, I was pulling for you guys big time. And thank you for beating the Patriots. The final score, the Seahawks 29, the Patriots 13. This will go down as maybe one of the worst Super Bowls ever because it was really not exciting. It was not very competitive. Seattle basically led throughout all. And New England may have made the game close maybe once. But other than that, this was a very bad game. You know, Kenneth Walker III, the running back, was named Super Bowl MVP, and I think he's a free agent, and he's a guy that probably is going to get looked at for a contract extension this upcoming season, this off season. But another guy who I think could have easily won Super Bowl MVP was their cornerback, Devin Witherspoon. He played some great football. He had like several tackles. Then he had like a sack, and he would have had that like another sack and a forced fumble. However, it was called an interception, the one which the Seahawks would recover and return for a touchdown. It was an interception, so he did not get credited for that sack and forced fumble. But either way, Sam Darnold, a great comeback story, was truly a first-round bust with the Jets. Then he goes to other teams like the 49ers. He goes to the Panthers, and he just never could break through. Then he goes to the Vikings. He has a 14-win season last year. The Vikings go one and done. The Vikings let him go, and wouldn't you know, comes to Seattle and wins a Super Bowl. It could be part of the Viking curse, but at the end of the day, shout outs to Sam Darnold. Shout out to Mike McDonald for a great Super Bowl. Their head coach, I think that's his name, Mike McDonald, yeah, for a great Super Bowl victory. You guys earned it. I mean, you had what else? You had some great. Your defense was phenomenal. I know that defensive tackle, Byron, I don't remember his last name. He's done good. And then you have Williams, who's also great because I think him and the Byron, I don't remember his last name, both had like 7 sacks this season, which led the team. But your defense, you were just great. You know, your first Super Bowl win, you had the Legion of Boom. Your second Super Bowl win, you have the defense called the Dark Side. And your team just played some great football. And if anything, you deserve this Super Bowl. Kind of bums me out because, you know what? I think we had a chance to win this game if we made the Super Bowl, if Bo Nix never got hurt. However, just thank you for beating the Patriots. And now I'm looking forward to the rest of the NBA and NHL season, hoping the Nuggets and the Avalanche could bring a championship now here to Colorado. But I'm going to be watching the Winter Olympics also. And speaking of the Winter Olympics, my heart goes out to Lindsey Vonn, who now she's probably going to have to retire for good. However, so that asks us one question. Who will the Seahawks open the 2026 season against? Since the 2026 season is going to open on Thursday, I think, what is it? September. I don't think it's the first. I think it's like September 10th. So they got 9 opponents next year who they have at home. And the one team, so here are the teams that you know will have no chance. The Arizona Cardinals were a bad team, so they're not going to get it. The New York Giants won't get it either. And then they're going to play, let's see, who else? The Chargers, who I don't think they'll open against the Chargers, because even though the Chargers were a playoff team last year, I don't think that's going to hype the team. It's going to do it. They're just going to give the Chargers. Now, teams they definitely will probably consider the Cowboys, because they're America's team. Even though I think the Cowboys opening the year up last year against the Eagles will probably hurt that from happening. So probably not the Cowboys. The Chiefs, if Patrick Mahomes is going to be ready for opening day, they might give Mahomes and the Chiefs that game against the Seahawks. And then, but I think the teams they'll have the best shot at getting are maybe the 49ers, a rematch of the divisional round last year. The Patriots, a Super Bowl rematch. I think the fact that it was such a bad game will probably hinder that, because remember, after they beat the Broncos in Super Bowl 48, they were scheduled to play the Broncos at home the following year. But they played, I think it was week 3. They didn't give them the opening night game because the game was such a blowout. And something I might make a video about later on. And then probably, but I think the best possible matchup is going to be the Rams. The Rams, because an NFC Championship rematch, because the Rams are a great team. They played the Seahawks very tough is what they did. They gave them a run for their money. And that right there I think, is the best possible matchup. So, that's it. The 2025 NFL season is now in the history books. We're all preparing for 2026, and I'll make some videos if the Broncos make some good moves in free agency, but I'll also make some good videos if maybe at the end of the Winter Olympics, but the one thing I want to, but I'm going to start making new videos about other things, about maybe the history of the NFL and stuff you probably didn't know about, like broadcasting history or stuff like that. But once again, shout out to the Seahawks. And you know what? We will play them in Denver this upcoming year, and I think we will get a primetime game against them. So looking forward to it. Until then, let's go.